Right now at 11, we begin with that breaking news. LA Mayor Karen Bass has just called for an end to the remaining troop deployment here in Los Angeles. This follows the Trump administration's decision to remove half of the National Guard troops who were deployed to LA during protests over immigration enforcement raids. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Lolita Lopez. That news conference wrapped up in the past 20 minutes. NBC4's Cádiz Klemack was there and joins us live in Sylmar with the mayor's comments. John.
Hey, Lita, interesting timing in all this, because as they were talking about this inside, that's when that news was coming down that the Marines were actually going to pull out of Los Angeles. And the mayor just stepped over to talk to us about this and gave her first comments on this. She says she'd like to take credit that it happened just as they're announcing all this, but they kept pointing out and reiterating that they didn't believe the Marines needed to be here in the first place.
This is overkill, it is unnecessary, and it needs to stop.
Flanked by veterans here at the LA Mission College, the mayor speaking with a multitude of people talking about what has been happening in Los Angeles over the last month or so, saying that all the troops, the National Guard and the Marines who are here on site did not need to be here. They call it a waste of resources and that they all needed to go home. As you know, 2,000 National Guard troops have already been removed from deployment, but there still remains another 2,000 here. And then until just a little while ago, the Marines that were still stationed here, and now waiting to see when everybody would be able to go back home. Here's some of what they had to say this morning.
I often say to people in Los Angeles, we're not a city that interacts with the military on a daily basis like a lot of cities around the country. And I think it is just so critically important that we understand what it means when we have men and women who do not have a choice when they are deployed where they go to, what it means to have them deployed in this manner.
Let's be clear. This is not a natural disaster. This is not a riot. This is not an emergency requiring rescue teams or engineering battalions. This is a civilian law enforcement mission, one that should remain squarely in the hands of civilian authorities.
Bring it back live where we are. Once again, the mayor now speaking to other media as well about the new news that has just arrived, being reported now that the Marines are leaving Los Angeles. Again, she spoke to NBC4 first when all this happened. You're going to hear about that later this afternoon. Reporting live in Sylmar, I'm Cádiz Klemack. Lolita, back to you.